So, last week, more than 800,000 people were about to be sent into oblivion. 800,000 people that make up our doctors, lawyers, nurses, teachers, students. This is because our president's recent plan in terminating DACA. So DACA, otherwise known as a Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, is an executive order by President Barack Obama in which it granted protection from deportation for children that were brought into the U.S. illegally by their parents. So, in order to be eligible to have DACA, you must have come to the U.S. before the age of 16, under the age of 31 as of June 2012, have resided in the U.S. since June 2007, no lawful status, currently enrolled in, have completed or have a GED or honorably discharged from the Coast Guard or the Armed Forces of the United States, no convictions of a felony, significant misdemeanors, or threat to national security. And so, as you can see in this, this is a screenshot directly from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. So you can see as the highlighted text states that they are no longer accepting new applicants for DACA. And the renewals for DACA actually ended in September 5th. And this is because, as I stated earlier, President Trump's action on eliminating DACA. And his reasoning behind it is pretty valid. Because as Pew Research states in 2013 that more than 11.7 million unauthorized immigrants are living in the U.S. as of March 2012, meaning 11.7 million jobs are being taken from the Americans, as Donald Trump states. And DACA, which gives a legal way to have a job, gives work permits, credit cards, many benefits that go along with it. As Attorney General Jeff Sessions states in 2017 in his speech that it denies jobs to hundreds of thousands of Americans. So Donald Trump's reasoning is pretty valid. However, these people are being stripped of their lives, like, away from them. Because every individual protected by DACA is going to lose all those benefits, most likely get sent back to their country of origin. So take, for instance, Anthony Moretti in 2017 states in Sanctuary Conundrum that there are between 7,000 and 13,000 students covered by DACA. Now, here at Cal Poly, Casey McCullough, which works on behalf of the undocumented students at Cal Poly, says in San Luis Obispo Tribune on November 10, 2016, that there are at least 176 undocumented students that reported that they were undocumented. So imagine a Mustang. He's in his fourth year about to get his degree and then finds out that DACA is ending and he's going to lose his citizenship. He's going to not have a work permit, so even if they get their degree, they don't even know if they're going to have a job afterwards. They're going to be sent back to the country of origin, and they could apply to come back to the U.S., but in order for your application to be processed, it takes at least 20 years. So by the time they'd come back, they'd be around the age of 40. See, I don't think DACA should be the point of immigration reform. Yeah, and there should be reform for immigration. There's a lot of illegals coming in, and it does pose a threat. However, Donald Trump is making a significant change. He says he wants to build a wall. He wants to make lots of changes for immigration, as his campaign ran a lot through that. But the wall won't do such a significant amount of change. Because Robert Verbruggen states in 2017 in his article, A DACA Deal, that 2/3 of illegal immigrants today enter the U.S. legally but overstay their visas. Meaning they just cheat the system. They're not jumping the border. They're coming in legally with their children and just staying. And as for those children that are staying, that are eligible for DACA, they don't pose a threat to the national security. They actually, as you can see in this chart here, this is a chart from the USCIS, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, showing the criminal or gang activity of DACA recipients. So as you can see, from 2013 to 2017, only 2,130 DACA recipients their DACA has been terminated because of criminal gang activity. So 2,130 out of the 800,000 people, that's a small percentage. And on top of that, Francisca Antman and Catalina Amuedo Dorantes said in 2017 in their article, Schooling and Labor Market Effects, that DACA actually gives undocumented children an incentive to put more effect into school. because they can fully reap the rewards. Meaning, because there's a work permit, they have a reason, they have something to work to. If they didn't have a work permit, what would be the point of going to higher education and not knowing if you could have a job without a work permit? And so, this past week, as I said, Donald Trump gave the other party 6 months to decide, which was this past week, March 5th deadline. And no decision was made. It got pushed down to October later this year. So there's still time to join the fight. There's still time to make change, to put in your ideas and thoughts. You can email your local congressman. You could join marches. You can even spread your ideas and thoughts on social media. A lot of people are depending on you. Their lives can be thrown into they don't even know. Thank you.